Good morning. My name is Leah Sugarman. Welcome to this gentle morning flow. To begin, lie down on your back. And just start in a comfortable shavasana, a comfortable reclined position. Just allow the weight of your body to just melt into the floor. If it feels good for you, you can close your eyes for a moment here and just settle into your practice. Settle into your breath. And then when you're ready, bend into both of your knees and plant your feet flat onto the floor. And hug your right knee into your chest. Draw it in closely towards your body. The option to stay here just like this, or you could flex your right ankle and reach the sole of your foot toward the sky to catch a hold of the pinky side of your foot with your right hand. And keep your knee bent deeply. Draw your right knee in towards your armpit. Soften the weight of your right shoulder down into the floor, and you could keep your left leg bent, or if it feels nice, you could stretch and extend your left leg out long. So again, just soften the weight of your body down. Surrender into the opening. And now if your left leg is bent, straighten it and extend it now, and bend back deeply into your right knee. Draw it back in towards your chest. Reach your right arm out in line with your shoulder, and then bend your elbow to make like a half cactus shape. And hold on to the outer edge of your right knee with your left hand. As you inhale, hug your knee slightly closer towards your body. And then as you exhale, move it across your body to surrender over toward the left side of your mat. Relax the weight of your right shoulder down toward the floor. If you're struggling to release that shoulder down to the mat, you could gently lift your left shoulder and slide your left shoulder blade toward your left elbow and then release it back down. And that might help to relax the weight of your right shoulder down. If it doesn't, no worries. The shoulder can always dangle. You might just dangle between the shoulder and the knee, kind of seesawing back and forth. Wherever you are, just focus on the rotation in your spine. You're welcome to turn your head if that feels comfortable for your neck. You can look over either shoulder. Just take a moment to really soften and relax into this twist. And then on your next breath, slowly unwind your twist, come back to center. Bend both of your knees, plant your feet flat onto the floor, and this time draw your left knee into your chest. Hug it in closely. So again, you could stay just like this, or flex into your left ankle and reach the sole of your foot toward the sky. Keep your knee bent deeply and then catch a hold of the pinky side of your foot with your left hand. Soften the weight of your left shoulder down to the mat. Hug your left knee in towards your left armpit. An option to keep your right knee bent or stretch and extend your right leg out long. Check back in with your breath. Observe its slow rhythm. Now again, if your right leg is bent, stretch and straighten it now and bend deeply into your left knee. Hug your knee back in closely towards your chest. And then release your left arm out in line with your shoulder and then bend your elbow, create like a cactus shape with your arm. And hold on to the outer edge of your knee with your right hand. Inhale, draw your leg in closely. And exhale, move your leg across your body toward the right side of your mat. Relax the weight of your left shoulder toward the floor. So again, you're welcome to just let it dangle. If you'd like to, you can lift your right shoulder blade and slide it toward your right elbow. And maybe that helps to relax the weight of your left shoulder down. Maybe you just play a game of seesaw between lowering your left knee and your left shoulder. Feel free to move your head in any direction that feels nice for your neck. And pause for a moment to surrender into the twist. On your next breath, slowly draw your leg back to center. Hug your right knee into your chest along with your left and give yourself a big hug. Draw everything in closely. Gently sway your hips from side to side and give your lower back a nice little massage. And then when you feel ready, roll over onto one side and gently press down against the mat to rise up into a seat. And then from here, just cross your ankles and roll forward onto all fours. So align your hips over your knees and keep them aligned there as they are. And then walk your hands forward in space as far as you comfortably can. Start to melt the weight of your chest down toward the floor, and you can release maybe your chin or your forehead down to the mat. And soften into your shoulders. Soften the space between your shoulder blades as they gently hug toward each other. Melt the weight of your chest forward and down. On your next breath, slowly press into your palms to lift the weight of your torso once again. Slowly walk your hands back down to align underneath your shoulders. And then shift your weight into your left hand and sweep and extend your right arm up toward the sky. As you exhale, slide your right arm underneath your left, thread it through, and relax the weight of your right shoulder and your cheek to the floor. Spiral and open your chest toward the left, and you're welcome to stay as you are, or if you'd like to, you can reach your left arm to the sky, and then bend your elbow and release your hand to rest on your lower back, or maybe catch a hold of your inner right thigh. So if you take that bind, gently roll open your left shoulder and spin your heart more open toward the left side of your mat. Inhale deeply. Exhale slowly. Inhale deeply. And if your left arm is behind you, exhale to slowly release it back down to the floor. Press down against your left palm to rise up into a tabletop. Now this time shift your weight into your right hand, sweep and extend your left arm up toward the sky. And then exhale, slide your left arm underneath your right, thread it through your body, and release your left shoulder and your cheek to the floor. Spin your heart open toward the right side of your mat this time. An option to stay as you are, or maybe reach your right arm to the sky, bend your elbow and release your hand to rest on your lower back, or maybe catch a hold of your inner left thigh. If you take the bind slowly and gently roll open your right shoulder, peel your heart open toward the right. Focus on your breath. Inhale deeply. Exhale slowly. Inhale deeply. And if your right arm is behind you, exhale to slowly release it back down to the floor. Root down against your right palm to rise up into a tabletop position. Now from here, turn your fingers to face the outer edges of the mat. So turn your right fingers toward the right, turn your left fingers toward the left, so that the heels of your hands are facing each other. And just gently lean the weight of your whole body toward the right. Slowly come back to center, and exhale, lean the weight of your whole body toward the left. Inhale, come back to center. Exhale, lean toward the right. Inhale, come back to center. And exhale, lean to the left. And just follow your own breath. Gently rock your body from side to side. And take one more breath in each direction. And you're welcome to keep your hands as they are, or you can slowly start to turn your fingers even further to face toward your knees, or maybe somewhere in between where they are and facing toward your knees. And then root down into the heels of your hands. Keep your arms as straight as possible. And maybe stay here, or maybe start to lean the weight of your hips back while you keep the heels of your hands grounded. If you leaned your weight back, slowly draw your shoulders back over your wrists. Slowly bring your hands back to point forward toward the top of your mat. And then step your hands forward about one of your own palm's distance. Spread your fingers wide and ground down into the perimeter of your palms. Gently grip at the mat with your fingertips. Tuck all 10 toes underneath. Ground down against your hands to lift up out of your shoulders. Hug in around your belly, three-dimensionally. Imagine tightening a corset around your whole waistline. And then keep this much activation as you lift your knees off the floor and stretch your hips up to the sky into downward facing dog. So really root down against your palms, lift up out of your shoulders. Send your sitting bones toward the ceiling so that you create this tilt of your pelvis as if you're tipping its contents forward and down toward the mat. Option to keep your knees bent, option to straighten your legs as little or as much as you'd like to. Breathe into the opening happening throughout your whole body in this shape. Really focus on creating length through your whole spine. Ever so slightly spiral your thigh bones inward toward each other and imagine drawing them toward the back of your mat. Stabilize your breath. Find its rhythm here. On an inhale, shift your weight forward into plank. Align your shoulders over your wrists. And as you exhale, send your sit bones back up high into downward facing dog. Do that 2 more times. Follow your own rhythm of breath. Move like a wave. Flow forward into plank and float back up to down dog. The next time you find yourself in down dog, again, elongate your spine and then soften your knees to the floor. Untuck your toes. Sit back onto your heels and surrender into child's pose. Relax the weight of your torso forward and down toward the floor. Soften your shoulders. Relax your breath. And on your next inhale, slowly round up through your spine. Rise up to sit. And then release your hips over to one side and stretch your legs forward in front of you. From here, bend deeply into your right knee. Ground your foot to the floor. And then open your hip, draw your knee over toward the right side of your mat, and hug your right heel into your inner left thigh. Turn your torso to face over your left foot, your left leg, and elongate and lengthen your whole back body. Activate your left leg, flex your ankle, and press your heel firmly into the floor. And then without movement, just energetically draw your heel back toward your sitting bone. Release your fingertips back behind your hips and ground down firmly into your fingers to lift and lengthen your whole spine. Gently roll your shoulders down your back and hug your shoulder blades toward each other. The option to stay here or option to keep this length in your back body as you lead with your chest and hinge forward over your front leg. So only go as far today as you are able to keep that elongation through your back body. You can rest your hands wherever they feel comfortable. Keep this activation in your left leg. If you fold it forward, inhale to slowly rise back up. And then take your right fingertips behind your right hip. Draw your left hand to your right knee. Inhale, grow tall through your spine. And exhale to spiral and twist toward your right. Inhale, lengthen your back. Exhale, spiral and twist. From here, keep the length in your spine, keep the rotation in your torso, and sweep your right arm up toward the sky. Inhale deeply, find lots of length in your whole back body. And then as you exhale, hinge and lean your whole torso toward your left knee. Reach your right fingertips toward your left foot. Elongate your spine with every inhale, and with every exhale, spin your heart more open to face toward the ceiling. On your next breath, slowly draw yourself up to a seat. Unwind your twist. Keep your right leg as it is, bend deeply into your left knee, and then open your hip, draw your left knee toward the left, and bring the soles of your feet to touch. Now you're welcome to have your feet further away from your pelvis or closer in toward your pelvis. You decide what feels best for you today. And then again, take your fingertips back behind your hips. Ground down into your fingertips to find more length through your back body. Stretch the crown of your head up toward the sky. Gently roll your shoulders down your back. Subtly hug your shoulder blades toward each other. Option to stay here, or option to keep this length through your spine as you hinge from your hips and fold forward over your legs. You can rest your hands wherever they feel comfortable. You may wish to hold on to your feet. And if you fold it, inhale to slowly rise back up. Keep your left leg as it is and stretch your right leg out forward in front of you. Draw the sole of your left foot into your inner right thigh and square your whole torso forward over your right knee. Activate your right foot. Flex your ankle, press your heel firmly into the floor, and then without movement, just energetically draw your heel back toward your sitting bone so you feel your whole leg kind of turn on. Take your fingertips back behind you and ground down into your fingertips to lift and lengthen through your whole spine. Option to stay here, or option to lead with your chest and hinge from your hips to fold forward over your right leg. And again, if you choose to fold, only go so far today as you're able to keep length in your back body. Rest your hands wherever they feel comfortable. Now if you folded, inhale to slowly rise back up. Take your left fingertips behind your left hip, draw your right hand to your left knee. Inhale, lift and lengthen your back body. And then exhale, spiral and rotate your whole torso toward the left. Inhale, grow tall. Exhale, rotate and spiral. Keep the activation in your right leg. Keep the length in your spine and the rotation in your torso. And then reach and extend your left arm up toward the sky. Lengthen your whole left side body. And keep this length as you hinge and lean toward your right knee. Reach your left fingertips toward your right toes. Ground your left sitting bone into the floor. And with every inhale, elongate your back body. And with every exhale, spin your heart more open toward the sky. Inhale deeply. And then root down against the floor to slowly rise back up. Keep your left leg as it is. Draw the sole of your right foot in to meet your left foot. Back into that butterfly shape. So maybe this time you want to take your heels further away from your pelvis, or maybe you wish to draw them in closer toward your pelvis. You decide. And then take your fingertips back behind you. Ground down into the floor. Lift and lengthen your back body. Option to stay here, or option to fold forward over your legs. And this time, again, you get to decide if you'd like to keep length in your spine or if you would prefer to round your back body. If you folded, inhale to slowly rise back up. And keep the same shape in your legs. You might need to scoot a little bit down the mat, but find your way onto your back with this shape in your legs. If you'd like a little bit of extra support for the weight of your legs, you can make fists with your hands and slide them under your thigh bones. If it feels nice, you could just let your legs dangle, or you could even add more weight to them by placing your hands onto your inner thighs. So just find the best position for you right now. And if it feels comfortable, you can close your eyes. Allow the weight of your body to just melt down toward the mat. Allow your breath to become full and deep. Take a moment to prepare your mind for the day ahead. And then slowly catch a hold behind your knees. Gently draw them toward each other and hug your knees into your chest. Take your hands to rest over your knees and make small little circles with your knees. You can move in any direction. Just soften and massage your lower back. And on your next breath, reverse directions with your circles. And when you're ready, slowly roll over onto one side. And gently press the floor away from you to rise up into a seat. Find any comfortable seated position. Find lots of length through your back body. Relax the weight of your shoulders down. Take a moment to either soften your gaze, or if it's comfortable for you, you could close your eyes. Keeping this focus on the day ahead. Bring one hand to rest over your belly and one hand to rest over your heart. And just observe the fluid movement of breath in your body. Feel the power of the breath empower you to take on whatever today may bring to you, whatever you might face today. Draw your palms to meet at your heart and gently bow your chin in towards your chest, acknowledging that you are ready to take on whatever today holds.